Okay, good evening, folks. I'm going to get right down to it. There are a couple of things I want to going to get into. Three things, in fact. First of all, I'm going to talk about graphic design and media, mainly media, since I want to say that I saw some things recently, and I managed to take some pics of some businesses and how their logos have changed. Now I can't really post them here on this commentary, but I will probably show them on a site, and they have changed. A lot of things have changed during that time, but that's not really the bulk of this. Why I'm doing this stream. There are a couple of things I want to discuss. I want to talk about entertainment, the legal aspects of it, and I'll talk about a business, which I was a bit surprised at this news due to it. Now, first of all, I will talk about Jenny Craig. Now, as you know, I've gotten the news recently today that Jenny Craig has decided to shut down its business for good. At least that's in the American side of it, not the Australian, New Zealand side. But Jenny Craig, I would say they've been struggling over the years. People will go on to say that they did not get the funding, or get the money that they wanted to run their businesses or operations. But I would say that they probably had a lot of problems way before they filed for bankruptcy at this time. So Jenny Craig is history. And one news story about them that I've heard is that they waited too long to basically go digital when it was required. And that's the main thing as to why Jenny Craig and other businesses have failed. This is due to the fact that they did not go into digital fast enough. And when it comes down to it, for businesses, you can't wait too long to make the important transitions and changes that are required to keep up with the demands that come with it. And Weight Watchers, they were competing. They got into online business way back before Jenny Craig took the necessary important steps that they needed to take. Now, it's a lack of funding. I understand that, but that's only part of the reason why they closed their doors. And they did not change with the times. That's the problem with most companies. One of the reasons why most companies go bankrupt, they can't get the funding, or because they haven't been able to keep up with the demands and when that they had to do, weren't able to attract more customers. And of course, factors beyond their control, like the pandemic, where most people did not go to their stores. But during the pandemic is the pandemic is a time where most businesses have had to make these rapid changes to keep up with demand. Now, Weight Watchers, they got into the online business or digital age way back in 2009. And Jenny Craig, they waited 5 years to do this. And during today's business world, you can't wait too long to make these changes if you got a business. Otherwise, you get further behind, and the competition eventually catches up and jumps way ahead of you. And that's what happened to Jenny Craig. Their, their Jenny Craig's competitors saw an opportunity and jumped on the bandwagon right away by going digital way earlier than rather than waiting a long time to go make the transition. That proved to be Jenny Craig's downfall and demise. And I think they should have gotten into the maybe pharmaceutical business right away, but they didn't do that in time. Whereas you take companies like Weight Watchers, they got into the pharmaceutical business right away by buying a company that dealt with pharmaceutical drugs. And that's another reason why Jenny Craig went bankrupt, is due to the drugs, medications that people are taking. And I don't know what it's called, the name of the drug, but it helps people to lose the weight that they need. It also helps diabetic patients lose the weight. Most customers these days are now looking for instant gratification. They don't want to wait too long to see results, nor do they want to put in the work to see results. They want to see results right away. And taking these drugs help them lose weight rather than going through the stresses of following a rigid meal plan and an exercise program, where most people quit after about a month or a week or 2 weeks. So Jenny Craig was suffering through that, and that proved to be their demise and downfall. Now I don't know what they're going to do with the rest of their assets, but as a result of this, a lot of employees working for Jenny Craig have lost their jobs in layoffs. They laid off a lot of their workers. Well, maybe they're going to get some severance pay, but I don't know. It's unlikely they will get the severance pay. But there's a shift in the whole health and weight loss industries, and we're seeing artificial intelligence and automation take over all the positions that Jenny Craig had for their employees. So AI and automation, do you think they're a far distance away from today? Not so. And Jenny Craig, the story of Jenny Craig is an example of how artificial intelligence and automation have crept up in these industries. And I would say the whole medical healthcare industry, or medicine or law, will be taken over by artificial intelligence and automation. In fact, I saw some recent news, I think on CBC, about automation in the legal industry, but that calls for another video. Okay, we're almost at the 10-minute mark. I'll just move on to entertainment. Now, word has it that British singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran won his case against copyright infringements, because I think the songwriter that wrote this song for Marvin Gaye, he claimed that Ed Sheeran used, I think, the music to his songs. And if Ed Sheeran once said if he had lost the case, he would never make another album or write songs again, or basically get out of the music industry altogether. So, yeah, I guess he's happy that he won this case. And this goes as a lesson to most, not just artists, entertainers, but musicians as well. Not just artists, but musicians too. They should take some time to go through the copyright laws and as to how they operate in most countries. Because you never know when you'll run into somebody that sees most of the work, music you've written or produced, and yell, copy, at the fact that you copied them and caused infringement, and then suing the masters, suing yourself. So, sorry, excuse my language, but yeah, copyright infringement is a problem within the music industry. In fact, I would say mostly plagiarism is a problem. And Ed Sheeran ran into a plagiarism issue. And as a matter of fact, he had a fight in court. Well, I'm happy that he won, but he should learn his lesson as to basically be careful as to what materials he copies and what materials he takes. Because he ran into the same problem that the late Biz Markie ran into when he was accused of plagiarizing a song by this artist that sang "Alone Again." I forgot his name. And Biz Markie used a sample of that song and made "Alone Again" in a hip hop version, which didn't really impress this singer. So he decided to take Biz Markie, sue him to court for copyright infringement. And that is a problem in the music industry. So I'm glad Ed Sheeran won his case, but this should be a lesson for any musician. They should be careful as to what they take. And that's pretty much all I have for this live stream for now.